Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing well today. So we're going to be checking out some new blushes and bronzers today. So we're going to be looking at a couple of the new Melt Cosmetics cream blush lights. I did use these today to do my makeup, so that's why they look like this, but I'm going to show y'all the shades that I got, and then we're going to do some comparison swatches to some of the other blushes that I already own, and then I'll show y'all which ones I use to do my makeup for today. And then we're also going to be checking out some of the new matte bronzers from Raine Cosmetics. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll give y'all some comparison swatches, and then I will apply a couple of them to finish off my makeup, and then I'll give y'all my overall thoughts. So if this is your first time on my channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is SonyaNicole, and I post new videos here every week, including some stuff for makeup lovers who are 40 and over. So I hope that you'll consider subscribing while you're here today. I would really appreciate the support, and I would love to have you join the channel. Okay, y'all, let's get started. Okay, so let's start off with some of the Melt Cosmetics cream blush lights. So this is what the packaging looks like here. And these come in 8 different shades. If you get them off of Sephora's website, it looks like Sephora only carries 6 of the shades, but if you go to Melt Cosmetics website, it does come in 8 different shades. So I got 3 of them here. So let me show you. I guess I'm gonna go from like lightest to darkest here. So the first one here is called Cali Dream, and that's what this one looks like. I tried to get like the peachy type colors, and then I'm gonna show you some swatches in a minute, but the next one is Sandy Cheeks. So this one looks like it's just a little bit darker than Cali Dream. And then this one is like a pinkish peach, but this one is called Polished. And this one does have a little bit of shimmer in it, whereas the other two do not. So let me show y'all some swatches. Okay, so this one is Cali Dream. It actually looks like it's going to be too light for me based on this swatch. I hope y'all can see that up against all of the light. But I think that this one is going to be too light for me. This is the one that I'm thinking is going to be my favorite. This one is Sandy, is it called Sandy Peach? Sandy Cheeks. This one is called Sandy Cheeks. And then the last one is Polished. And this one, like I said, is like a pinkish peach color. Let me build up the first one a little bit better. This one is Cali Dream. Okay, so those are the 3 swatches there, and I do feel like Cali Dream is just gonna be like too light, too pale for me, and I can't really decide between these two. I mean, I definitely like the second one better because these are the colors that I usually go for, but I feel like I want to try this one just to try it. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go in with this one here. You know what, maybe I'll do between these two, Sandy Cheeks and Polished. I think I'm gonna do one on each cheek just so that we can see what they look like, and then if I need to just mix the 2 colors together so that both sides are the same, I'll do it like that. So I'm gonna apply my blush, and then I'm gonna set my face. I don't have setting powder on yet because I wanted to wait until I apply the blush, and then we'll move on to the bronzers. Okay, so this is the brush that I like to use to apply cream blushes with. This is from Cosmetics. So I'm gonna go in, let me put my hair back first. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this one first. This is Sandy Cheeks, and this is the one that I am most excited about because these are the types of colors that I like for blushes. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in here, and I feel like I'm picking up a good amount of product, so I think it's gonna be like more pigmented than I thought. So I like to apply my blush like right behind the apples of my cheeks. That actually is not all that pigmented. Let me zoom y'all in a little bit. That's not as pigmented as I thought. I think I like this level of pigment because I can see it, but it's not like too overpowering. So let me know what y'all think. Again, this one is Sandy Cheeks. I think I like that. I also like the level of like glow that I'm getting from this because it's not like too dewy looking. Like it looks like it's giving me like a little bit of radiance, but it doesn't look like greasy or oily. I like that so far. Okay, So I'm going to use a different brush for the other color just so that they're not mixed in just yet. So on the other side, I'm going to use Polished, and this is more of like the peachy pink, almost like borderline red type color. And I like this one too, but I just don't like it quite as much as Sandy Cheeks just because of the color. But I do like the way that they're applying. I like how it's not making my cheek look, you know, like oily or greasy or anything. Yeah, I like that. I have a feeling this one though, Sandy Cheeks, I feel like I'm gonna be reaching for this one a lot going forward. So let me know which one y'all like best. Again, this one is Sandy Cheeks and this one is Polished. And let me see up close. I still don't see the shimmer. This one is supposed to have like a slight shimmer to it, but I just don't see it. I also kind of feel like I'm not really liking this side because I do have a little bit more texture going on over here. So whenever I have makeup like on top of texture, it just naturally just doesn't look the best to me. Like this side of my face is just not quite as bad as this one right now, but I like them both. I would wear both of them, but I feel like I'm going to be reaching for this one a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix the colors together just so that they're the same on both sides. So I'm going to take a little bit more of Sandy Cheeks and I'm just going to layer it on top of the first color. And then same thing on here, I'm taking Polished. I'm just going to layer that one on top of this. I think I'm going to go back over it just one more time with this brush. I just really like this brush better for my blush, a cream blush. Okay, first impression on these blushes, I do really like them, so I'll definitely update you guys in a future video to let you know if anything changes. But unfortunately with Cali Dream, I don't know, maybe I'll use this next time I do my makeup just to try it out, but just looking at it and then looking at the swatch, I just don't think that I would ever use this shade. But these other two shades I do really like, and Sandy Peach, the peachy one, it's called Sandy Cheeks. Why do I keep saying Sandy Peach? Sandy Cheeks, this one here, I think I'm going to be reaching for this one quite a bit. Okay, so let's move on to some bronzers. These are the new matte bronzers from Colored Raine Cosmetics, which is a black-owned beauty brand. As far as I know, Colored Raine is only sold on Colored Raine's website. I think they used to be sold at Target, but I know the last time I was buying makeup on Target.com, I didn't see them listed, so I'm not sure. But as far as I know, you can only get these on Colored Raine's website, but I'll have them linked in my description box. So these retail for $16 and they come in 6 different shades, and this is the size pan that you get here. I think that is a good size for $16. Of course, there are some other brands, especially at the drugstore, that are going to run cheaper than this, but Colored Raine is like a mid-range brand in terms of prices, so I feel like $16 for Colored Raine is pretty good for this. So like I said, it comes in 6 shades and I'm going to show you 3 of them today. So this first one is called Caramel Delight, and I got this one plus the other one that I'm going to show you in a minute because I just couldn't tell based on the pictures like which one was going to work for me. This one, I will say though, in person it looks a lot more like a yellowish golden bronzer than it did on the picture on the website. So just looking at this, I don't think I'm going to like this one, but let's swatch this one really quickly. Okay, so this one is Caramel Delight. It actually doesn't look all that bad on the swatch, but I have a feeling the next one that I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to like that one better. And the next one is called the Cinna bronzer. So this is the next deepest shade. So Caramel Delight is the second shade from lightest to deep, and then this one is the third one. So this one is Cinna. And this one, I do think I'm going to like it better, but I will say this one looks a little bit more red than I thought it was going to be. So I don't know, I might even have to mix these 2 shades together. I'm not sure, but let me do a swatch of this one. I feel like both of these look different on the swatch than they do in the pan, because I feel like on this swatch, this one looks fine, but in the pan, I don't know. Maybe not. I guess they do kind of look the same. I guess the swatch is just sharing it out a little bit, but I do like that. I definitely would prefer this one over the first one. I'm also going to show you another shade, but this is not for me. This is for my sister. And like I said, she's a few shades deeper than me. So this one is the shade Naughty Spice. And this is one shade deeper than Cinna. So there are two other shades deeper than this one. So this is Naughty Spice. And I just feel like same thing with this one. It looks really, really red. Maybe that's just how it's coming off on my camera. I don't know. This one is looking a lot more brown in the swatch, and I feel like in the pan it's coming off a lot more red. So I don't know if it's just me. Y'all can let me know if y'all are seeing what I'm seeing, but I feel like the way that it's going to look on your skin is going to be slightly different from how it's going to look in the pan. But for today, I think I'm going to go in with the shade Cinna. Before I apply the bronzer, I want to show you some comparison swatches to a couple others that I've been wearing a lot lately. So this is the Essence Sun Club Bronzing Palette. It's called the Bronzing Powder Palette. And lately I've been using these three shades here. I usually put this on my nose, and then these two I'll put like on my my forehead and my chin. So I'm gonna compare these swatches to these two shades down here. So this one, the first one, is the second to deepest shade in that palette. And as you can see, this one, let me see if I can build it up a little bit, but this one is not quite as deep as the other ones, which is why I like this palette, because I do like for my bronzers to run very light on me. Like, I don't like for my bronzer to look really strong. So the next swatch that I'm showing you is the deepest shade in that palette. So as you can see here, like, to me they just don't look as strong as these other bronzers up here, but can you see how they have like some warmth, almost like some red to them? That's why I like these two. And I'm also going to compare it to my Fenty bronzer. This one is in the shade Cocoa Naughty. Now I will say with this one, I do think that I could use the next shade up from this one, which I think is Caramel Cutie. I can definitely wear this one, but I do feel like it's a little dark on me, but that's because I like a very like subtle bronzer. So this one is the Fenty bronzer in Cocoa Naughty. Let me see if I can build that one up just a little bit. Okay, so this is Cocoa Naughty and Fenty. These are the two shades from the Essence palette, and then these here are from the Colored Raine palettes. Now, I can definitely tell based on the swatches that these Colored Raine bronzers are going to be really pigmented, or at least that's how they're showing up on my arm. So I'm wondering if I'm going to have to just like tread lightly when I apply these, but let's find out. Okay, I'm going in with the shade Cinna, and this is the brush that I always use to apply my bronzer. So I'm going to start with my forehead, and I'm just going to very lightly tap. Yeah, these these bronzers are really pigmented. And I'm just kind of like swirling just so that I can get them like really blended in on my forehead. If you like a really pigmented bronzer, you'll definitely like these, because I feel like I just like tapped my brush in there and I'm getting like a whole lot of color payoff. I do like this color though. Like, it's not quite as strong as I thought it was gonna be, but it is nice and pigmented, and it's like nice and red. I love red bronzers, which I think most people do, but some bronzers, they tend to run kind of like, they might run like yellow or golden. So yeah, I do like that. I'm gonna take the other shade just so that I can try out both of them though. This one is the shade Caramel Delight. I'm gonna put this one on my nose. These things are hard to open, goodness. Okay, I'm gonna put this one on my nose. Whenever I apply my bronzer on my nose, I like to use whatever I apply my foundation with to soften it back out. So I'm not crazy about the color of this bronzer. I feel like there's hardly any red in here. I'm just seeing like maybe neutral, borderline golden, but not really a whole lot of red. But if you like that color in a bronzer, because some people do prefer for their bronzers to run a bit more on the neutral side, I do think that this is pigmented. I just don't like the color of it. But this one here, Cinna, I do really like. It doesn't look quite as red as it does in the pan, in my opinion. I think it's the right amount of redness that's showing up on my face, so I do really like this one. Okay, I forgot to show y'all some comparison swatches of the Melt Cosmetics blushes to some of the other blushes that I have, so we're going to do that before I finish up my makeup. So the first one is the LYS Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Inspire. So I wanted to show y'all this one because I think it is comparable to the shade Polished. So again, this one here, these are the Melt Cosmetics blushes. This one is Cali Dream, this one is Sandy Cheeks, and this one is Polished. So I wanted to compare the LYS cream blush to this one. Now the LYS blush, this is a cream blush that dries down to a matte finish. They're actually very different on the swatch. Let me look at this in the pan again, because I don't know why I thought that they were like pretty much the same. So here they are side by side. I mean, they do look kind of the same in the pan, but I can see the difference now. But I just thought that these were going to be like really similar to one another. And next I'm going to show you guys one of the e.l.f. Putty blushes, and this one is in the shade Turks and Caicos. So that's what this one looks like, and I was thinking that this one was going to be similar to Cali Dream, but now I see that it's not. But I'm still going to swatch it next to Cali Dream because I think that it is going to be like the most similar out of the ones that I'm wearing. So this one up here is the e.l.f. blush. That's actually, I mean, they're definitely different, but they're still like two kind of like pinky shades. But that one is like a lot more pink than it looks in the pan, at least in my opinion. And then lastly, I'm going to show you guys my Rare Beauty blush in the shade Nearly Apricot. This is one of my favorite blushes right now. Okay, so that one is Nearly Apricot. So again, this one is the e.l.f. Putty blush in Turks and Caicos. This is Melt Cosmetics in Cali Dream, Melt Cosmetics in Sandy Cheeks, Melt Cosmetics in Polished, the LYS blush in Inspire, and the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Nearly Apricot. I forgot the shade that fast. So hopefully these swatches will help you if you're thinking about getting any of these blushes, and if you already have like some of these, hopefully those comparisons will help you. So I'm going to finish up my makeup off camera, then I will come back and give y'all my overall thoughts on these new blushes and bronzers. Okay, my final thoughts on these products. The Melt Cosmetics Cream Blushlights, I really like it so far. I've only had it on for a little while, but I think that I'm going to be reaching for Sandy Cheeks a whole lot in the near future. I love this color. I love the way that they applied, and even when I went and set the makeup with a little bit of powder, I still feel like I have a good amount of radiance, a little bit of dew coming through, but my face does not look like really shiny and really oily in this area. So I love these blushes so far, and I do really like these colored Raine bronzers too. I personally, if you can use me as a shade reference, I really like the shade Cinna. For me, I would just say a word of caution. I do think that they look different in the pan than they will on your skin. That's the only thing, but I do really like this one for my skin type, for my complexion rather. If you prefer your bronzers to run like a little more golden and you can use me as a shade reference, then I would recommend this one here. This one is the shade Caramel Delight. So I do really like both of these products. I do think I'm a little more excited about the blushes, but I really like both of them. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you have either of these or both of these, or are you thinking about getting them? Let me know what you think in the comments. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed the video today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you head out, and I will see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.